Tapping in TV, tapping in TV, tapping in TV. Intelligent ignorance. This your boy C4 for sure. And what we're going to talk about in this episode right here, we're going to talk about the evolution of hip hop, the evolution of rap music, right? Rap music has always been a representation of the streets, some form of fashion, a representation of the culture, of the neighborhood, of what's going on around you, right? So when you think about the lyrical content right now, when you think about the lyrical content, it's a negative content, which means, where is it coming from? Hip hop is the voice of the streets. That means it's coming from the environment. It's got so bad and out of hand that little babies are being murdered. Little babies are taking bullet shots, bullet wounds, babies, right? And we've grown accustomed to just allow, accept. We condition to be normal with violence, with trauma. All these conditions that we have been conditioned with. So I just say, how can we redirect the culture? How can we redirect the message? How can we redirect the direction that our youth have grown accustomed to deal with? Drill rap is a thing. What is drill rap? The origins is killing another human being. I'll say that. And that's popularized, glamorized, and glorified. I think that we have to redirect the message. But the youth are the gatekeepers of what's fashionable, what's marketable, and what's profitable. So how can we redirect? That's the question that's being asked in this podcast. For one, where's the reward for the guys and the people in general that portray themselves as being positive? What's the rewards? If there's no rewards for the guys who portray themselves as positive, and all the negative guys are getting the rewards, how do you redirect that? Ask yourself, perhaps the negative guys don't get the rewards anymore. They're looked at as being lame. The positive guys now get the rewards, and they're looked at as being cool. These are things we have to break down. You're tuning in with C4 for sure, tapping in TV, intelligent ignorance, and I just like to look at things from a more broader point of view. In so many ways, things can be broke down. In so many ways, words can be misrepresented. You actually have people out here who honestly believe and think that their way is the way. And I don't necessarily agree with that. Just the way you interpret a word a certain way, that don't mean I'm going to interpret that word that way. I have my own way I think, you have your own way you think. Now, there's certain things that are universal. But in this world we live in, people will find a way to think outside of something that's universal. For instance, a racist in Iowa is the same as a racist in California. A murderer in Idaho is the same thing that's a murderer in New York. I get those examples to say it's certain words you say that a person will take a different definition from it when it's just one universal word. Like I just gave those two examples. We know what a rapist is. We know what a murderer is. Like that's something universal. We know what that is, right? Okay, the same can be said on something like emotional. Like if a woman says a man is emotional, like it should be one standard definition of what emotion means. And you don't get to pick what you think it means. Like, and that goes on a lot in our culture where a person will make their own definition for a word. I had a young lady tell me the other day I dehumanized her because I told her that a man's authority, a man's right is to protect and provide for his woman. That's what I told the lady. And she told me I dehumanized her, like somehow I was making it seem like she could protect and provide for herself. And so, like, it's just the mind where we at right now, it's a different way of thinking than the traditional way. Like, and I have no problem with moving away from tradition and getting more, modern, nothing like that. But the core values, the way I do things is traditional. And that's a man's duty, right, privilege, honor, all that is to protect and provide. That was something that was passed on. Like it's certain things I'm going to just carry with me and just keep me going. Like same thing with a two-parent household. I believe in a two-parent household. I was fortunate to come up in a two-parent household, but I definitely believe in a two-parent household. So I'm talking to these people on Clubhouse, and they're not comprehending that a two-parent household is for the betterment of the child. They're giving me all these scenarios where the man is, if the relationship don't work, he don't need to be around, and I'm okay by myself, and it's just we're in a different state, y'all, because it's about what a person feels. It's about what a person feels.